No matter what their crime stats say, New York City isn't safe, as apparently 16 arrests isn't enough to keep a violent individual incarcerated, where this NYU student recently went viral after being attacked.
As I'm walking with my headphones on listening to music, I feel like something slapped me so hard, literally on my ass, so hard. And I was like, oh my god, ow, that hurts so bad. And I was like, oh, I thought it was one of my friends. I just saw this old white guy. Right when I turned around, he grabbed my fucking hair like this and yanked me and threw me to the ground. My headphones went fucking flying, and I was just on the ground, and I saw him just bolt away down Waverly. I never thought this was gonna happen to me, just because I was I've seen the stories and I was oh, that's so scary, but having it actually happen now, it's oh my god, you need to be aware at all times.
As she wasn't exaggerating.
I just crossed the street and I'm walking down the right side of Broadway, and then you can see that he literally followed me across the street, and that's him right there, and he literally targets me and approaches me and does this. You can tell literally everyone around is literally in shock. These girls don't know what to do. It's so terrible.
Later discovering he is a serial offender.
I have sent it to NYU security, and they're forwarding it to the police, and it actually is the guy that has been assaulting many girls around campus right now.
As sadly, nothing red pills someone faster than the reality that safety is an illusion only assumed by the naive, especially when your city for decades has gone out of their way to cater to criminals, leaving our most vulnerable citizens completely defenseless, as even in broad daylight, everybody was dumbfounded on how to defend her. Now, she did mention she takes self-defense.
Now I'm pissed because I've been doing all this boxing, I should have gotten up and chased after him and squared his ass up,
And when someone suggested she learn to fight, she replied with footage of her training. And it's honestly better than nothing, but again, reality isn't a Marvel movie. It's good to get in shape, but light pad work won't hurt an insane attacker that outweighs you by 90 pounds, and this very scary incident is likely the first time she realized in a city where criminals no longer fear the law, every day you're in the streets, you're just hoping the predators don't decide it's your turn to be victimized. But it doesn't have to be this way with college kids constantly living in fear. But in New York City, vigilantes are seen as toxic masculinity, where even if you beat the charges, the left will still villainize you, and they're going to great lengths to make certain law-abiding citizens are defenseless. So if you can't defend yourself, and defending the innocent brings you criminal charges, how can anybody get even a semblance of justice? Well, the NYU student, Amelia, made an X account just yesterday, with her only activity being related to the attack, and luckily, her original video went viral, getting 4.3 million views. And almost immediately, the NYPD went out and arrested a suspect, with TMZ reporting he had 16 prior arrests. Which really makes you wonder, had it not been a model-esque looking co-ed gaining millions of views, would this man have been brought to justice? I'm thinking not. Well, I can't verify if it's him, but back in 2023, a man with the same name in New York City was also convicted of a S crime. And even 10 years before that, a man with that same bizarre name was convicted of a S crime again, both times being registered as an S offender. And I don't know what's worse, if this same guy was arrested and released over 16 times for assaulting innocent women, or the fact that in this city, for almost a decade and a half, there were multiple S offenders named James Rizzo, and they still can't stop them, as both scenarios spell out the same sad reality that zero women should feel safe in New York City, and that's by design. Where remember, just over a year ago, a TikTok trend accidentally connected a girl that got attacked in NYC to other women who had also been randomly attacked in the city, as the algorithm matched up their stories, connecting all the victims.
And a man came up and punched me in the face.
So I just got punched in the face.
I literally just got punched by some man on the sidewalk.
And the worst part about that story is some of the girls found out they were all attacked by the same man, but the other half found out their attackers just matched his description but were unrelated random attacks. And all of the girls reported difficulty getting the NYPD to follow through on anything. So I genuinely hope that Amelia girl gets justice, and the mass shaming of their local coppers gets them to actually do something. But more importantly, New Yorkers remember these incidents the next time they see PD enforcing the law violently, as arresting a criminally insane offender isn't going to look pretty when they're screaming, crying, and wailing that they don't want to go to jail. But the left has a bad habit of taking the side of anybody opposite the police, no matter the crime. Where recently in NYC, there was a serial spitter.
And a man spit in my face.
A guy coming towards me fully just spat in my face.
As it's even gained local press coverage.
NYPD have arrested an alleged serial spitter.
And just like Amelia's story in the start, we saw reports of an arrest, but have absolutely zero confidence the judge will actually imprison them for the appropriate amount of time. As what exactly are these coppers doing? Escorting around anti-ICE activists as they tour the city. And when they're not chaperoning them, they're getting bullied by them, non-stop, day or night, by every single progressive movement in the book. And that's what happens when you neuter the police. Activists think they're punishing bad cops, but they just stop doing the job. And this doesn't hurt President Trump, just the innocent kids trying to go to college. As sadly, there is a solution to this. In the equally liberal, crime-ridden DC, Trump's National Guard deployment finally freed the citizens.
For a long time in Washington, D.C., it has been really unsafe. And so because of the National Guard's presence here, a lot of women feel a lot safer taking the metro.
So of course, a solution has to be seen as a bad thing to the left. And at this point, it really feels like they're destroying the city on purpose, where everybody collectively knows nobody is safe, but since the TV tells them it isn't an issue, as in fact, violent crime is down, they somehow voted for a mayor that wants to empty out their prisons, because violence isn't real.
Violence is an artificial construction, and we have to be very clear that what is happening here.
And if you think crime is bad now, just wait until after that idiot is inaugurated. More cops walk off the job, get replaced by unarmed social workers to handle the massive amounts of violent criminals they just let out. And the citizens will either have to drop out of college and quit their careers to flee for safety, or be forced to adopt a large dog just so they can feel safe enough to walk. And again, we shouldn't have to live like this. Getting a killer canine isn't what college students should be doing, it's what junkyards in the third world do. But at this point, third world dumpster, New York City, I don't think anybody could tell the difference anymore. So if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, subscribe to Decoy, as after 1 million subscribers, we're changing from Decoy Voice to just Decoy.